For decades, MASH was celebrated as a masterful mix of humor, heartbreak, and humanity. On screen, its ensemble felt like a family, with characters whose bonds seemed as real off-screen as they did in the tents of the 4077th. Yet beneath the camaraderie, tensions simmered. At the center of many rumors was Gary Burghoff, the actor behind the innocent and lovable Radar O'Reilly. Fans wondered how someone so sweet could inspire resentment. The truth, buried beneath decades of speculation, reveals a story of pressure, perfectionism, and humanity, one that challenges the notion of what it truly meant to be Radar. From stage to screen, Gary Burghoff's connection to Radar began long before the television series. In 1970, visionary director Robert Altman cast the 26-year-old jazz drummer and stage actor from Connecticut in the film adaptation of MASH. Burghoff was then a relative unknown, performing regionally and off-Broadway. Altman saw in him an innocence that could ground the film's chaotic satire of war. His performance, full of awkward gestures and natural charm, left a lasting impression. Though his screen time was limited, the young company clerk became the emotional center of the movie, softening the sharp edges of Altman's cynical narrative. Returning to Radar. When CBS adapted the film for television in 1972, Gary was the only actor invited to reprise his role. Initially hesitant, he feared that the network might dilute the film's complex tone with canned laughter and sanitization. Yet the opportunity to explore Radar beyond comic relief proved irresistible. The series premiered amid the Vietnam War, and its audiences quickly understood the subtext. Radar stood apart, the wide-eyed clerk who could hear helicopters before anyone else, preserving his innocence amid the brutality of war. Gary's instincts shaped every quiet gesture, teddy bear, and nervous tick that would define the character. The pressure of innocence. Success, however, came at a cost. As the other leads, Alan Alda, Wayne Rogers, and McLean Stevenson developed nuanced adult characters, Gary was asked to remain perpetually boyish. Producers insisted on preserving Radar's innocence, and audiences demanded it. For Gary, the role became a gilded cage. Every critique, every script note, and every scene that felt inauthentic compounded his stress. Unlike his colleagues, he could not release tension through sarcasm or humor. Instead, he absorbed the melancholy of each episode. His quiet withdrawal off camera mirrored the fatigue he carried on screen, turning joy into obligation. Tensions behind the tense strain soon led to friction with his co-stars. Early chemistry with Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John, began to crack under the pressure of long filming days and perfectionism. Rogers was meticulous. Gary was emotional, often requesting extra takes to capture the truth of a scene. What began as admiration evolved into frustration. According to Raymond Straight's 1983 biography, Rogers once slammed a chair in a scene rewrite Gary challenged, a chilling message that left the set silent. Though the pair returned to work professionally, the tension lingered, influencing Rogers' departure after the third season. Clashes with McLean Stevenson. Gary's sensitivity also clashed with McLean Stevenson, the improvisational Colonel Henry Blake. While Stevenson attempted to maintain harmony, their temperaments often collided. Gary's hyper-awareness of emotion met Stevenson's spontaneous style, leading to small conflicts that sometimes felt monumental. Yet Stevenson never doubted Gary's talent. He made Radar real, he later said. The duo's relationship was a delicate balance of humor and silent irritation, a microcosm of the pressures that weighed on the show. Amid the chaos of production, Gary's struggle to maintain innocence became more evident, as the line between actor and character blurred further. Feeling overshadowed. By season 4, Alan Alda had assumed creative leadership, writing scripts, directing episodes, and shaping the show's tone. Gary, meanwhile, felt creatively restricted. Radar could not evolve in the same way as the other characters, and suggestions to explore deeper layers were often vetoed. What felt personal to Gary was professional to Alda, eroding their mutual respect. As MASH embraced more political themes, Gary's screen time and role diminished. Crew members noted his quiet introspection, often sketching or tuning a drum instead of socializing. Once beloved as the kid brother, he now appeared withdrawn, a stark reflection of the toll fame and expectation had taken. Preparing to say goodbye. By 1979, after 7 grueling seasons, Gary decided he had reached his limit. Exhaustion and a strained marriage drove his decision. Producers convinced him to remain just long enough for a proper farewell. Writers crafted a 2-part goodbye in season 8, where Radar returns home to Iowa after his uncle's death. Yet even this tender conclusion became a site of tension. Director Charles S. Dubin envisioned a restrained, quiet exit, while Gary wanted a dramatic, tearful breakdown. His initial version of the scene proved overwrought, almost theatrical, and he begged to reshoot under Dubin's guidance. The final cut. The reshot farewell became one of MASH's most haunting moments. Radar leaves quietly as helicopters arrive. No speeches, no fanfare, just the sound of work continuing. This understated approach captured the gravity of the show's themes. For Gary, it was a humbling lesson in restraint, teaching him that the show's power was greater than any single performance. While some colleagues interpreted earlier disagreements as proof of a controlling streak, others understood the human exhaustion behind them. When Radar's truck drove away, Gary left Hollywood behind, preserving both the character's innocence and his own well-being. Life beyond the 4077th after MASH, Gary largely withdrew from the entertainment industry. Guest appearances and a short-lived spin-off pilot, Walter, 1984, were among his few on-screen endeavors. Instead, he focused on personal passions, including painting, music, and mentorship. Avoiding fame, red carpets, and travel, he embraced a quieter life in California. Years later, he revealed a humanitarian side, supporting wildfire victims and raising funds alongside his grown children. Through these acts, he remained Radar in spirit, compassionate, thoughtful, and present. For him, the exhaustion of embodying innocence on television gave way to real-life authenticity. Reflection and legacy over time, public perception shifted. Early rumors of tension and feuds gave way to understanding and respect. Colleagues remembered Gary's brilliance, his commitment, and the human challenges behind the scenes. Alan Alda reached out in later years with warmth, praising his role in shaping the show's heart. Fans, too, continued to honor Radar's innocence and Gary's talent. His struggles revealed the cost of sustaining a pure, beloved character, yet also the quiet dignity in stepping away to preserve both personal integrity and artistic legacy. The gift of Radar. Radar's innocence remains timeless. Every rerun reminds audiences of a world where compassion persists amid chaos. Gary's decision to leave preserved that image forever, ensuring the character's enduring charm and the integrity of his performance. Beyond the screen, his life embodies the tension between public expectation and private reality. Misunderstood at times, he ultimately demonstrated resilience, creativity, and humanity. Gary's story is less about conflict than about the demands of art, the price of perfection, and the courage required to prioritize truth and well-being over fame. Conclusion: understanding the man. Gary Burghoff's journey illustrates the complexity behind a beloved character. He faced exhaustion, misunderstanding, and professional tension, yet he left behind a legacy defined by empathy and authenticity. His choice to step away from MASH was not a retreat, but an act of preservation, for himself, for radar, and for audiences worldwide. Today, viewers remember a young company clerk with a teddy bear and a heart full of innocence. Behind that image was a man who gave everything he could and then chose to live fully, quietly, and truthfully. That is the lasting gift of Gary Burghoff.